Konnichiwa everyone! We made it! We got up at 3 a.m. to get ready and then started hiking up at about 4 a.m. And we're here. We climbed the rest of the 200 meters and we're finally at the summit. It's beautiful.
Words can't describe what I was feeling at that moment, but I was grateful. Grateful that I was able to make it to the summit and right before the sunrise, and grateful to be able to experience that kind of beauty and just soak it in. I'm a big fan of Unkai, or Sea of Clouds, and I definitely got my fill of it there. The views on this day are the real definition of breathtaking.
I'm speechless. It's a little foggy. Okay, not a little, it's quite foggy, but the moments when the clouds clear gives us this moment of like, and then it's gone, and then it's gone. I don't know if that's good or not, but I'd take this over just 100% foggy.
I really wanted to stay much longer, but the route down was quite long, so we had to go.
Okay, so we're gonna go through that beautiful ridgeline. There we go. It's a clear view. Whew, let's go.
This part of the whole hike was the best for me. Ridgeline hiking is definitely where it's at, guys. The trail isn't too steep, isn't too difficult, and you get magnificent views from both sides. I couldn't get enough of what I was seeing, and I really couldn't believe that this was what I was doing at that moment. We climb a lot, sure, but we live in Tokyo, so this is not exactly something I see or do every single weekend.
I like flat areas like this with nice views. Because we just came from there and it's all rocky and a little steep.
But it isn't as scary as it looks. Okay, there were parts that were a little scary because you could really see the long drop below, but if you take it one step at a time, it isn't too bad. At least that's what I always tell myself. A lot of people climb Shiroumadake using this route, the Tsugaike Pond route, and it's definitely a more scenic route compared to Sarukura, the route we took on the first day. A good 50% or more of this route is on the ridgeline, and it's just spectacular.
Yes, we just got to our second summit of the day. We got to Korenge-san, or Mount Korenge, at 2,766 meters. Shirouma is just right over there. I miss the mountain already, but it's gonna be beautiful. Korea pond. Is that the pond? Yeah, that's the pond we're going to later. I can finally see it. Oh my goodness. Just left Korenge-san. Korenge-san. And we're gonna go to the pond, which I'm so excited about because it's so beautiful. Ridgeline hiking is really the best. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna eat breakfast. I'm not that hungry yet now, but I feel like after hiking throughout this area, I might get hungry. We'll see. Most likely eat breakfast. Let's go!
Shiroumadake is something else. We've climbed other mountains in the Northern Alps here in Japan where Shiroumadake is, but they're not like this. There are similarities because they are a part of the same string of mountains, but there's just so much to see on this trail. Everywhere you look is fantastic, and the abundance of plant life here on these routes is amazing.
Ooh. We're here, we're here. So this pond is called Oike. O is big and Ike is pond. So it literally translates to big pond, which is very appropriate, which is apt because it's massive. Look at that.
I forgot to mention that Shiroumadake is also called Hakuba-san. And that striking red mountain lodge over there is Shirouma Oike Zanso, or Hakuba Oike Zanso. It's at an elevation of 2,300 meters, so that's still pretty high. Some people like to hike up just to this point and then chill by the pond. It can house up to 150 people, and they have tent spaces too. It's a beautiful pond with tons of gorgeous plant life around. Like I said earlier, I eventually got hungry and decided to eat breakfast here. We got our breakfast bentos from Chojo Shuksha, and it was a well-balanced meal with just the right amount of food for me. Like yesterday's dinner, it was delicious. I usually don't get to eat too much for breakfast when we're on hikes because I don't like feeling heavy when hiking, but I finished this whole meal. It was just that good. I couldn't leave any leftovers. After breakfast, we continued to make our way down. Little did I know that this was the beginning of the most difficult part of going down. I wasn't expecting this kind of trail. It was a first for me. At some parts, yeah, it was fun, because it was all new, but in some parts, a little dangerous. Some boulders were a little loose, and I didn't appreciate that very much.
There you go. Okay, if the stone breaks, you can fall over
But anyway, we kept on going and we eventually got to our third summit, Norikuradake. This trail was a mix of things. We were on a mountain, yet it felt like we were on a field somewhere, and then suddenly another snowy and icy part of the trail. I was being so careful, and then... we saw a guy just sliding down it like it was nothing. I thought the big boulders near the lake were the biggest ones we were going to pass, but I was wrong. The boulders got even bigger and the trail got even harder. I thought I was fine and we were making such good time, but this part of the trail was really hard on my knees.
This bird Hanchan hates it.
This is Tengu Para. Whoever built this, thank you so much.
Tengu Para was oddly beautiful. It was a little eerie, yet calming at the same time. This swampy marshland was a much needed break from all of the boulders that we had to pass. So we took a short break here and then moved on. From Tengu Para, it took us about another hour and a half to get to the end of the trail.
Yes! Oh, we made it. That last part was long and tiring, but we made it! Yay! Woohoo! We made it out of the mountain. Finally, I am quite tired. I'm going to have my well-deserved cider. This is nani? Yukidoke? Yukidoke cider. Ooh. And maybe later I'm gonna have some soft serve ice cream. It feels so good. Look at my soft serve. This is milk flavor. I love milk. Where is she? Good.
We were at the trailhead of the Tsugaike Pond route, and here they have the Tsugaike Shizen Visitor Center and 2 mountain lodges you can stay at. Just a 5-minute walk from here is the Tsugaike ropeway that will take us down about 300 meters, and it costs 2,000 yen per person one way. But that also includes the gondola chairlift that will take us down another 700 meters. So yeah, that was our whole hike up and down Shiroumadake. This experience was one of a kind. I absolutely loved it. It was my first time being on a trail that had so many different terrain. On this hike, I walked on snow, passed through a flower valley, walked on water, walked on some really loose rocks, enjoyed a stunning ridgeline, saw a gorgeous pond, hiked up some big boulders, went down some bigger boulders, and passed through a marshland. Adventure at its finest. I rate this hike a 10 out of 10 and would highly recommend it. Would I do this hike again? Maybe. We'll see. There's just so many more mountains to climb here in Japan. Would you like to see more hiking videos? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, click like down below. And if you want to see more content about Japan, you know what to do. So until next time, Jane, and see you in the next video.